here sitting in front of the fire, and it feels so good on this cold day. The fire feels so generous. We're going to be talking about generosity today, and it's perfect because we've been talking about the fruit of the Spirit. There was a bunch of different descriptions of what the fruit of the Spirit is, right, Edith? Can you name a few of those at home? Can you name all of them? Try it out sometime. We won't do it together, but I bet you could. So we're talking about generosity, and I want you to think about how God gives good gifts, and in God's kingdom, there's always enough. There's an abundance in God's kingdom. Just like the fruit of the Spirit, it's an abundant, generous, beautiful gift so we can live life with God. God is so generous, so good. So we're kind of talking about all of the fruit of the Spirit and how generous God is. And then how can we respond to God? How can we respond to our brother and sisters? How can we respond to our friends or our neighbor? How can we be generous? Well, first, let's take a look at our memory verse. And it's found in, Edith, where is it found? 2 Corinthians 8, verse 9. So why don't you read that for us nice and loud?
Okay. You know the generous gift of our Lord Jesus Christ. Though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that by his poverty he could make you rich.
Wow. So here was God of the universe, right? Bigger than the universe. And God decided to send his son to us. We're going to be coming right into Advent to celebrate the Christ child coming to us, Emmanuel, which I'm excited we're going to get going on that next. So here, God was so generous in saying, I'm going to pour myself out. I'm going to give you all that I have to you. He's so generous, right? So good. So the activity that I encourage you families to do that we did today, we went outside and we gathered up a bunch of acorns and pine cones, and we found a branch, and we found leaves too. Here are the leaves. And we traced them on paper. So our leaves we traced on different construction paper, and then we cut them out and we punched a hole. Yep, we punched a hole in it, and we got some string, and we made ourselves a tree, and this we can put on your table. And I want you to think about how God has been so generous to you. So some of the things that when we were talking about it, family, love, plants. God is so generous.
My sisters.
Yeah, what's that one say?
And my dad.
Yeah.
And this is my mom.
Okay, so all kinds of ways that we can see that God has been generous to us. My question and my challenge to you is, how can we be generous to others? Just like God has been generous to us, how can we be generous to maybe our neighbor this week? Or maybe if you're at the grocery store, how can you be generous to the person who's checking you out? Maybe it's saying thank you. Or maybe it's starting a conversation with them saying, you know what, I hope you have a good day. When we're generous, we're not thinking of ourselves. We're thinking of the other person completely. That's being generous. Just like God was generous with us and pouring out his gift of the Spirit to us to live life with God. It's the best life. It's true life, life with God, right here, right now. And you know what? I want you to remember, in God's kingdom, there's always more than enough. There's an abundance of love and life and goodness, and it's just overflowing. So, thanks for joining us, and happy Thanksgiving. And we hope to see you this coming Sunday. We're going to be wrapping up the Fruit of the Spirit lessons at church, and we're going to be singing my favorite song, The Fruit of the Spirit, with a Bob Marley vibe, led by Lee. So we hope to see you then. Have a great afternoon. See ya!